If you're a team leader and you're anything like me, then you're always on the lookout for systems or tools to improve your processes, increase conversion, and ultimately drive more sales. Now, there is one tool that so many people overlook because it's right in front of you. It's probably in your hand or in your pocket, and that's your phone system, or lack thereof. A lot of teams don't have a phone system, and you're missing out on this huge opportunity to increase conversion and improve customer experience. In this video, I want to introduce you to my favorite phone system, OpenPhone. OpenPhone will allow you to do anything that you can imagine with a phone number. Here's some examples that I have found that work in my business, which you can replicate in yours. One of my favorite features of OpenPhone is their powerful phone routing functionality. You can create multiple phone numbers in different area codes and have each of those phone numbers route to specific team members. So when a customer calls a phone number, 5 or 10 team members' phones can ring at the same time. First person to answer it gets the lead, greatly increasing the chance of having an actual connection, whereas prior to OpenPhone, if the customer called in and the person didn't answer, boom, chances are you've lost that sale. You can also use routing to track sources. For example, let's say you have an ad running on Facebook and you have a website and you have a Google My Business page. You could have different phone numbers on each of those sites. So when someone calls in, you know where they came from. You don't have to ask them, where'd you find our phone number? You see it on the history. OpenPhone also allows for massive collaboration within your team. If a customer is texting into a phone number and your team member is responding, but at one point the customer texts something and your team member doesn't respond for whatever reason, maybe they're busy with some other customers or they're just not by their phone, somebody else on the team, for example, your admin or your assistant, can actually respond to that person via text message, and the customer knows no difference. It looks like a normal text message. It's still in the same text chain. For all they know, it's the team member responding. But on our end, we can see who responded, and you can even go so far as to create notes that the customer doesn't see. You can add notes about the customer. You can add notes about specific conversations. If you had a call with the customer, it shows the call logged, but you can make notes about the call to remind you what the call was about. On that note, you can even record calls. You can set the system up to automatically record all the calls, or you can record calls on the fly. Recording calls can be especially powerful so that you don't forget what you spoke to someone about. If you spoke to someone about something, you forgot what the conversation was or the important parts of the conversation, you sound dumb asking the same questions again. So it's nice to be able to go back and listen so you can extract the appropriate data. And on that note, I don't know about your business, but in my business, sometimes I talk to people that are a bit mean or rash, and I tell you what, if they know the call is being recorded, they are 10 times nicer. So that's amazing. And there's no more he said, she said, it's recorded. OpenPhone has a CRM-like experience on our end. We have a desktop and a mobile version. When you're making notes on the customers, you can add information about them, and you can tag other team members in the conversations. So if someone asks for, let's say, a CMA, you can tag your admin and say, hey, can you make a CMA for this guy? Your admin will receive the notification. They'll see your request. They can see the information about the property because you can write that in the notes, and the admin can go ahead and create that CMA or whatever it is you want created. They can even go so far as to text back the client, and it looks like the text is coming from the team member, making that person look like a rock star. This software is so easy to use. It doesn't even really feel like you're using a software. It feels like you're just using your phone. Your teammates are gonna have no issue, and they're gonna freaking love it. If you're thinking about giving OpenPhone a trial, I'm gonna put a link in the description down below with a discount code, so go ahead and check that out. There's so many ways you can use this software, it's really only limited by your imagination. I mean, some of these examples I gave were just something I thought of. Like if you're texting a client back and forth and your team member goes out of town, another team member can bounce in, there's no change to the customer, they're still texting the exact same phone number, they don't know any difference, and that really improves the customer experience. The scalability of OpenPhone is what makes it truly amazing. If you expand markets, you can add area codes. If you add team members, you can add them in. If you lose team members, you can put team members in their places so they can continue the conversations with the customers. It really just has this smooth feeling to it that I've come to love. Are you using a phone system? How does OpenPhone compare to what you're using? I really haven't found any good competitors. This blows everything out of the water. What can a phone system like this do for you and your business? Let me know in the comments down below what you're thinking about doing with it, what ideas you have, because this really is only limited by your imagination, as it can do anything texting and call related. YouTube thinks you're gonna like this video next. Let me know what you think of their algorithm.